So I know, unfortunately, we had a loss of Dwayne Haskins. That was unfortunate. Um, he was young, and I heard he was. Everybody was down Miami for Pittsburgh. I think they were not having OTA, but you know how players. I just talked about this. How players get together in Miami. I think he was down there with Najee Harris and Chase Claypool. So it's unfortunate that he passed away, man. Such a young guy. And he was trying to do what everybody's trying to do, man, uh, accomplish his dreams. So, it's an unfortunate loss. Um, it's unfortunate, man. Because he was, what, 24?
Mm.
Yeah, that's young, man. That's young. You guys got any thoughts?
I mean, it's just an unfortunate circumstance to happen. Like you said, he was 24. He was young. I think didn't he just get engaged or something like that, or had a girlfriend or something like that. I can't remember.
I think he was engaged.
Yeah, so I mean that's rough, and he still had his whole life ahead of him. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate that this had to happen.
Yeah.
So, but this football aside, like just as a human being, as a person,
Yeah, man.
That's tough, man.
He's young.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy, man. Oh man. Yeah. So, on a lighter note, did you guys watch the USFL? Craig, did you watch it?
I watched like 3 plays. I was watching the NBA game, but I watched a few plays.
How'd you like it?
I didn't even get a chance to even get a good observation of it because I only watched like 3 or 4 plays, and it was typical plays or whatever it is. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but I'll probably end up watching it if there's nothing on like TV, if there's no basketball on or something like that. I'll end up watching it because it's football, but it's nothing like I don't know. Obviously, I'm not attached to any of the teams. I'm not attached to any of the players. I don't really know who the players are, but just like the XFL a couple years ago when it came back, like the first game, I was into it, even though it wasn't same thing. That it wasn't the teams I was associated with or anything like that. But I think it only lasted like one game or something like that, one week. But I mean, I watched it. It was something on TV. Yeah. But that also came on earlier. It came on in like February. So it really wasn't, other than college basketball, I really wasn't into anything at that point in time. So, because the NBA, I really don't get interested into it until a little after the All-Star break. So, but it was cool. I think once next week comes around, I think there's a game on Friday or something like that. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll tune into it then or something like that. Or I think there's a game on Monday as well. So
yeah,
it's football.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I helped my friend moved, and then I watched the playoff games. Which I loved. Like Boston. Oh man. Anyway, then we're gonna get to that, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I mean, some people said it was okay. Will I watch it? I'll catch a game or two to see if it's interesting. That Craig, that is a very good observation. Because Corey, me and Craig were thinking about going to the XFL game.
I was,
and we were thinking about because they had. Did they have a Baltimore team or a Washington team?
The DC,
they had a Washington team.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, we can go, and then the season was canceled. It was just weird. We were like, well, where's the season at? But
COVID was what ended their season.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, and then it couldn't recover. Well, they are recovering. They'll be back next year. So here's the thing. This is the crazy thing. So the Rock already came out and said the XFL is going to be better than USFL, and I guess it all depends timing. Because if the XFL comes out in February, right? Because the football season's over, NBA hasn't picked up yet. I think you just have the tournament, but the tournament lasts what, like 2 weeks? Because the tournament,
NCAA tournament?
yeah, no,
That's
3 weeks,
like
3 weeks, like 3 weeks, right? So you can't. It's hard to squeeze in, Well, you could squeeze it in if you make it
You
past.
do it during the week
Yeah,
because the tournament's the first 2 weekends are what, Thursday through Sunday.
yeah.
I'm not watching it if it's on if the XFL's on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll tune in before and after, but during the tournament, I'm not.
The tournament, I'm not. I think the tournament has that locked down.
Especially if Carolina's playing, I'm not.
Yeah, that tournament has it locked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm focused on tournament games. I don't really watch any other sports, so it's gonna be interesting with the timing. I guess this timing is good, but like Craig said, I was watching playoff games. So it's going to be interesting next year to see when it come out in that dynamic.
I also didn't know that it was on.
You said what?
I also didn't know that it was on TV. I just happened to be flipping through the channels. I was at my mom's house at the time. I was just flipping through the channels and I saw
Called it.
I was looking for something else. Yeah. And I saw that on TV. So I was like, oh, let me check it out for a little bit. And then I don't know who was playing on Saturday. I believe it might have been Golden State, or so I don't know. I think it was Golden State. So I was flipping back and forth to that. So and then I just stayed on the Golden State game for the most part. But I mean, I just don't have any interest in it. I don't have any invested want to watch it because I don't know the players. I don't have fantasy football on it. I don't have a team. I didn't know it was on TV, or I knew it was coming on, but I didn't know what time and all that. I didn't have the schedule. So I just didn't really know anything about it. So and I still don't. I don't know who.
Me neither.
Anything. I don't know anything. I didn't even look at the stats. I looked at the scores and I saw all the games were like a one possession game. So I was like, oh, maybe they were all close games and it wasn't no 24-3, and then all of a sudden they scored 2 touchdowns and make it 24-6, like garbage touchdowns. So I have no clue how competitive the games were at the time or whatever it is, but all the scores look close. So maybe it was good games. I don't know though.
Yeah, it was. So, when you watch, I watch sometimes in the morning, first things first a little bit and Undisputed. So because it's Fox was pushing it, right? Yeah. And they went over some clips. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to watch it, I'm going to catch it to see. I'm going to catch a game, but I'm really into these playoffs right now. So.
I wonder what happens. I wonder what happens next year when they have XFL.
Hey, The Rock already came out and said the XFL is going to be better.
Well, the XFL already has an association with the NFL too.
Yeah.
Because the XFL is going to be testing out potential rule changes to the NFL.
For real? Interesting. Yep. Okay.
I don't know how many teams are in. I think it's 12 teams or 10 teams in the XFL, and maybe the same amount, 10.
Yeah.
10 teams in the USFL, or 8. I want to see if the schedules overlap, or is it one ends and then the other one begins.
I want to see that too, and I want to know.
It probably.
I want to know. I want to know if you're right. I want to know if it,
I don't know how many games there are in the XFL and schedule and playoffs.
You guys, sorry to interrupt. You guys seeing this Jay Wright news? He's called
college basketball. Jay Wright.
Yeah, he's called a team meeting and is potentially considering retiring.
Wow.
Villanova?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another one down.
Dang.
Bill Self out of there too. He'd be good to go. Get those two out.
Oh man. That's crazy.
I don't care.
Feels like it came out of nowhere.
It did. And I don't know, man. So I guess I don't know. I guess maybe he's I mean, Villanova was a big. They're
Villanova's been good for the last 10 years or something.
They're a heck of a basketball team, man. Last time I think I picked them to win it when we first did our.
They've been a consistent team
They've been consistent.
like 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know why he's stepping down.
I don't care. Let him go.
I don't know, man. Some people.
Fordham coach Kyle Neptune is expected to replace Jay Wright as the head coach at Villanova.
That's interesting. Yeah,
You got 3 iconic coaches out in basically a year.
Yeah. He's 60. I don't know why he's retiring. I don't know. Maybe you never know why somebody's retiring, man. You know.
Apparently, he's already put it out there. He has no intention of jumping to the NBA.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
He'd be a son.
But he's 60, right? So
I
can only imagine that.
If he were to go to the NBA, he'd be taking over a bad team.
Yeah.
You have to have that patience to take on that team that went 20 and 62 last year, whatever the record might be. I don't know if he.
Maybe he does it. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't want to do that as a.
I don't think so. I don't know. Do college coaches usually retire and jump to the NBA? They just go, right?
Some of them just go, like Brad Stevens and Billy Donovan.
Yeah, they just roll out. I don't know. Maybe something happens, but
my knowledge, a lot of them in recent memory haven't really done too well in the NBA from college.
Billy Donovan's doing good.
I mean, if you want to call that good, then by all means, go ahead. I mean, he's finally got a team, I guess.
Yeah.
But the team started to lose steam late in the season. Like,
wasn't he head coach at OKC when Chris Paul was there?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think he was. But
he's a decent head coach, man. That's hard. That's hard from college to do what he's doing so far. I think that's hard.
I'm not saying it's not, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't remember the last time a college coach came to the NBA and won a championship or went to the finals or something like that. I think. I don't know. It might have been what's the dude name who coached the Pistons? Larry Brown. He coached Kansas and he coached the Pistons, won a championship at both. But
that might be the only one.
I mean, it might be more. I just can't think of nothing on top of my head. I think Billy Donovan's. I mean, he started out doing good this year with the Bulls, and then they just tailed off late. But you know, either way, I think if Jay Wright wanted to be an NBA coach,
he would have just jumped, right? He would have jumped. They would have bought his contract out like normally.
I think he could if he wanted to, but I just don't think.
I don't think he wants to. I think this is serious. To be honest, he just doesn't seem that type of person. Like, if he wanted to go to the NBA, first of all, his name wasn't circling from what I could tell. And 2, he just doesn't seem like that person that says, I'm retiring and then I'm going to join the NBA. I feel like he would have been like, I'm keeping my options open to join the NBA.
Yeah.
But told them about the contract. I just feel like he's that type of just.
Yeah. I don't think he would put that out there if he intended to go back on it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think he's.
Also, I haven't heard about any vacancies.
Nah.
So far.
There's no vacancies, and usually you start.
Oh, except for the Lakers. The Lakers is only
because we're a bad team. So
there's worse teams, but I mean, it's.
But I haven't heard his name.
No, I haven't heard it.
Paying attention to the ground right now. I don't know. LeBron, Mark would be mad with Mark Jackson, but the Lakers got they have a lot of internal work to do. Because they could have got Monty Williams or Tyronn Lue, but they wouldn't let them bring their own staff. So it's just like, you got to give up something if you want a good coach, just like with the NFL. You got to give up some control if you want to win. And that's for any sport. Just like the NFL, how Jerry Jones won't give up control, because listen, if he wants Sean Payton, he's going to have to give up some control. That's just if you want a good coach, you got to give up something. You can't pick their staff. You can't determine what you can't do that. They got to fill in their staff. They got to, be able to run the team how they want to, right? So anyway, we're still waiting for Mo, but let's jump. All right, so what do y'all guys think about the first round of playoffs? I mean, so far, there's been some good things, man.
I guess I will say that the Raptors series with the Sixers, I thought the Raptors would be more competitive. I know they didn't have a couple players in the second game, but the first game just wasn't good for them. But I mean, I thought they might have just come out with a little bit more win or whatever it is. Like they just weren't good enough to even compete in that game. And then Utah, I don't know what's wrong with Utah. Like I really don't. Like this team had the best record, I believe, or one of the best records last year in the West. A few years ago, I think they had the best record in the West.
They did.
And then they come out and then I just don't know what's wrong with this team. Like you playing against a team that doesn't have their best player and you barely win the first game, and then you let a guy in Brunson go for 41 in the second game, and then you lose. Like that should not happen. I know it was a road game and all that, but like this is the perfect time.
Yeah, the perfect time it's the perfect time to and
you disappoint every year.
I don't know if I don't know what's going on with Utah, and they're probably gonna lose to. We'll get into that later, but I'm not comfortable picking them to beat Dallas without Luka, and that says something. That's an issue.
That's terrible, man. That should just not happen. Like,
yeah,
they had a perfect opportunity to go up 2-0 and then go home up 2-0.
Yeah,
still games, and then they just couldn't. They couldn't do it. So
I do like the Boston and the Nets series. I think that's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one for the ages.
You guys are. Everybody's talking about this is going to be the best series ever or whatever.
No. I think the best of the first round. I don't think series ever. Who said that?
A lot of people are saying this is the great because of the first game. This is going to be the greatest series.
No. It was a great first game, but I just think it's
time or something. It's just like okay.
No. You gotta
know what's going to happen. These games could all be different.
They just listen, Craig. That's not. I'm not saying that. People just be jumping off.
You jumped the gun, man.
I mean, like y'all gotta relax.
Doesn't hurt the moment.
You gotta relax. Man, like when Colin heard, he was like, "Hey, man, the Clippers are gonna win it." I was like, "This nigga is tripping. This guy is out of his mind."
Niggas, the Clippers are gonna win what?
He was like, the Clippers are gonna go to the finals. I was like, what?
This year?
Yeah, he said that this year. I was like, Colin heard you are wilding out. You are wilding out, yo. I think sometimes they
there was no way.
Drink the Kool-Aid. That's what I call it, man. People are drinking Kool-Aid. It's like you got to. This is the NBA. This is 7 games. You got to relax. They didn't even make it. He said it the other day. He was like, I was wrong. I was like, yeah, you were wrong. The Clippers aren't even in the playoffs.
Even if they were in it, I don't think they were going to win. I mean,
no, I thought they were going to go in the playoffs and lose to Phoenix. Then we can get past them. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the first round. I think the Memphis Grizzlies series, we're going to talk about that. But those are the only 2 things that stood out was the game 1 of the Nets in Boston. And you're right about the Raptors, Craig. You're right about the Raptors because I did think the Raptors were going to give Philly some more. But we'll see. The Raptors are home, so we'll see. And I can never pronounce his name. He can't play for Philly. The young guard.
Thibault?
Yep, Thibault.
Thibault
can't play. But I mean,
I
don't think that's going to play a lot of a difference. I think Harden and Embiid are going to show up for one of those, and they're going to win one, and then they'll finish out the series probably in 4 games. But let's talk about that. Okay, Mo, what's up? You good? You with us?
I'm here. You know, I'm in the midst of James. You know, using the grind with us over the
Y'all
weekend.
moving.
You know, in the midst of moving, so it's a lot of moving, clutter, a lot of moving around stuff. But
It's all good, man.
that should be good.
Yeah, we were just talking about the first round matchup. So we're gonna go to Phoenix. Phoenix Suns versus the Pelicans.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting now. They that hamstring for Booker. They say he's gonna be out definitely game 3 and 4. They say he
Yeah.
definitely not playing in the next 2 games.
Do you
It's
think
gonna be interesting
Orleans,
to see how. I think their
Orleans
best
can win?
they better get these 2. I mean, this gonna be their best chance right here. I think they better get these 2.
I think
So
that
the Phoenix get it.
You think so? You think that
if Phoenix get at least a split?
Matter that much?
I think that's a lot of scoring. You miss. I don't care how good you are. When you missing 26 points per game, especially in playoffs, when all I got to worry about is y'all. Like it's different in the regular season. Like you got to worry about, you catch somebody off guard. But now, if you can really watch tape, that hurts losing that type of production. I think Pelicans got a chance here. But if they do, they better get these games now. They better not let Phoenix.
I don't agree with that. I think that okay, they lost Book, but this is probably, I don't want to say this, but this is probably the best time that Booker could get rest. I think that Ingram is not going to average what he did the other day. He had a great game. And I think Phoenix wraps this up in 6 games without Devin Booker. I'm not worried. Is anybody? Bo said. What about you, Craig or Corey?
No, I don't think that the Pelicans are going to win this series. I think it makes it more interesting because obviously they don't have Devin Booker. I think if Booker was in that game, they're up 2-0. But
yeah,
I don't really. I think Phoenix needs to get back to what they were doing in the regular. Like they were the 3rd best defensive team in the regular season, and they just didn't. They couldn't stop anybody, especially in transition. So I think once they look at the tape and things like that, and then they realize that obviously game 3 and 4 they're not going to have Devin Booker. They go out and have a different mind frame and different mindset and play differently. And I think they'll be all right as long as Chris Paul doesn't get hurt. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah,
because he's been known to get hurt in the playoffs. So I think it's only a matter of time for he goes down.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Craig. Remember, he was. They gave him a lot of rest right before, so
he was hurt.
Well, yeah, he was hurt, but I think. I mean, he's known to be all right by this playoffs. I think so. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. I think.
I mean, obviously, nobody on that team can go out and give you Devin Booker production, but they just need other pieces around him to step up and play. Like when Chris Paul was out and Cam Johnson came in and played, he was shooting the ball, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all they need to get to this series. They'll be fine.
Corey, you see Pelicans upsetting them?
Honestly, I guess I haven't watched enough NBA this year to be able to give any kind of informed opinion. When I caught the NBA, it was just watching the Pacers, who came nowhere near making the playoffs.
No, you're about to have Westbrook. It's okay. Anyway, y'all are blowing it
out
up.
of here with that mess.
Yeah, y'all are blowing it up. All right, so we'll get. I guess Mo's moving, so he'll probably be in and out. All right, Dallas versus Utah. We just talked about this. I think Dallas is going to win without Luka.
I think he's coming back though.
Yeah, he's out game 3, but you got to be careful with this calf. You don't want him to, God forbid it happens, because it happened to KD. He had a calf strain, pushed himself. I don't want it to happen to Luka. But if they can rest him and win this series, even if it goes 7 games, I think Dallas might pull us out without Luka. That doesn't sound strange, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Utah.
I mean, it doesn't. Utah's let us down so many times, so it doesn't seem strange.
It seems strange.
I don't believe in Utah.
Did y'all hear Stephen A. Smith? Did y'all hear Stephen A. Smith thing after the game?
What did he say?
Oh man, he went on Utah. He was like, man, Utah make me sick to my stomach. They sick. He said they continuously let you down. He was like they continuously underperform, and he was just leaning on him. I was like, oh,
I wouldn't have picked Utah.
He wrote Devin Mitchell. He was like,
I wouldn't have picked Utah to win this anyway.
If they lose, I think they blow it up. Like I can honestly see a blow up if they lose, because this you can't justify this, especially after the last couple of years when you had the 3-0 lead and then you had the 2-0 lead versus somebody else and lost 4 straight. I think they had the 3-1 lead versus who was that, Denver, and they had a 2-0 lead on somebody last year and they lost 4 straight. Like, come on, man.
I mean,
like, was that Phoenix? It might have been Phoenix. They had a 2-0 lead on somebody last year and lost 4 straight. It might have been Phoenix last year.
It wasn't Phoenix.
Was it Dallas?
No, I went Phoenix. It was somebody. Clippers. Oh, my bad. It was Clippers. Nah, it was Clippers.
Yeah, it was.
Without
It was
Kawhi.
Clippers. You're right.
It was the
Last year
Clippers.
they was up 2-0 without Kawhi and lost 4 straight.
So I wouldn't even
I think they lose this series.
Do you think they blow it up?
I would. I'm saying I wouldn't necessarily put money on it, but I would if I was the owner and this happens again, like this 3 straight years now. I would blow it up. Like this team too talented to at least not be getting out of first rounds. Like they keep doing this.
Losing this
like,
series
it's
calls
too much. Like,
the head coach's job.
Yeah, I mean, Chris
Yeah,
Snyder's probably gonna get fired.
Yeah, somebody gotta go. Yeah, if you don't blow it up, he definitely.
I wouldn't blow it up.
It's either blow it up or the coach.
Piece.
Well, coach gotta go. Yeah.
They need another scorer or something. They need somebody else in there that can help take the load off of
Might
Donovan
need
Mitchell.
to draft because nobody likes playing in Utah.
Donovan Mitchell does.
Yeah, too cold. Yeah, that ass.
Because they drafted him. They're not gonna be able to get no free agents there.
Well, no, that Conley went there. I don't know. I can't remember if Conley was a free agent. We got traded, but I think he was a free agent.
He was a free agent.
But I mean, Conley went there. Conley
Did
was
they
a,
trade him?
I don't remember,
He was
but
traded, wasn't he?
maybe he was.
They
Either
might
way,
have traded him, but he did resign there. But still, I think they gave him the most money. I don't know.
he's getting paid for a guy that I don't even know if he's made the All-Star team. I could be wrong. Maybe he's made it once. But either way, I think Utah's not. I think they just need. I think they're one player away, and maybe they just get one more solid piece.
Hard, man.
But
nobody wants to go out there and play.
I mean, you can trade somebody.
Somebody said, you know what LeBron said? He said they had the last 2 picks last year for the All-Star was Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And they were like, why didn't nobody pick Utah? He was like, when you play NBA Live, who picks Utah?
I don't.
I don't exactly. Who's
I got NBA Jam. I don't pick Utah.
You didn't even pick up an NBA Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Got Carmelo and John Stockton on there.
Exactly. No, they were great. I don't know where they go. If they lose the first round here, I don't know. I don't know if I will blow it up.
I don't know either.
I don't know. That's like, golly. Bo was an older man. You don't win in 3 years. He's blowing it up, man. You strict. You're crazy.
Now we do this 3 years in a row. Now we do what they done did 3 years in a row.
I mean, last year they did get out the first round. They had the best record in the West. It was a shortened season, but they had the best record in the West. They actually had the best record in the whole league, but they happened to just lose to the Clippers.
Yeah,
it was their time. I don't know, but yeah, they should be a lot better consistent than what they are, especially in the playoffs.
They got a deep team, man.
Huh?
They got a deep team.
They're just not good enough.
Yeah, but I'm going with the Mavericks. All right, here's one that we just seen Jokic get ejected, which is
that's unlikely.
I don't understand about that, but that's just a player his caliber. I don't know. It's just, I guess
the game was over.
Yeah. I mean, he shouldn't have
got. He's not getting calls.
Yeah, and it's hard to play in Golden State, man. They got a good team, but I got Golden State winning that series. I just think Denver's not healthy,
I thought it was gonna be more competitive even without Murray and without Porter, but Poole has been playing
out of his mind
since Steph got hurt, basically.
Yeah, they draft well, man. They draft really good and go
crazy. So,
and Curry's coming off the bench too. It's like, golly.
Do y'all think that lineup only working versus Denver, or you think they can do that against anybody in the West?
If they keep moving out the ball like that and setting screens and having that ball movement, I think they can do it against anybody.
I was about to say, I think they can do it against anybody.
I agree. I agree.
They can do it against and they look. I know Steph's not healthy, but if Jordan Poole is still balling and then you can bring Steph off the bench,
no, you're not doing that.
Give you 30 minutes.
They're not doing that.
I know Steph is.
Oh yeah, second round. They ain't gonna be able to bring Steph off the bench.
Steph is not fully healthy. I think.
I don't think Poole needs to come off the bench either. They're gonna have to figure something out because you can't sit Poole as he's playing like this.
Sit Poole.
You're gonna have to start all five of those guys. Four of those.
They will. That's gonna be a rotation. It's you know how the NBA is. They'll probably bring Steph off the bench or Clay off the bench, and it's gonna have Draymond.
What do you keep talking about? Somebody come off the Steph or Clay come off the bench?
They come off the bench the last.
Right, because he's hurt. They're getting him his minutes back. But once Steph gets,
once Steph gets his minutes back, yeah. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But listen, they're gonna end up. They're all of them are gonna be in the court at the same time, and that's a pretty good lineup, right?
They're calling the lineup.
Steph, Poole,
Clay,
Dre,
Andrew Wiggins,
and Andrew Wiggins. That's a good lineup, man. But I got them beating the Nuggets. Maybe 5 games.
I thought Denver was going to be more competitive, even without their players. But
yeah,
Jokic can only do so much for this team. Man. I mean, and once you get in the playoffs and you have the opportunity to match up and game plan and strategize and come back and make adjustments and stuff like that, it just makes it harder or easier depending on the team.
Yeah, you know how it is in the playoffs, the strength. So
yeah,
you know, and then you know your opponent more. You know, so. Yeah, it's going 5. Now here's a good one. John Morant posted the Michael Jordan clip. If you haven't seen The Last Dance, it's this clip of Michael Jordan. He's holding a baseball bat, and he's saying that. So he's holding a baseball bat, and he's going.
What's going on?
Craig, I did it for editorial purposes, man. I'm going to enter the clip in. But you just hold up, man. Golly. Sorry, nah. So, man,
I didn't know.
Now, all right. But go ahead. I'm going to still enter the clip in. So he's holding a baseball bat. He was like, everybody wants to talk trash. Let's see when they talk trash when it's 0-0. So John Morant posted that clip on Instagram before the game. And then the Grizzlies blew him out. So, he posted it and they backed it up. So, I think Minnesota. I got some who said that. Wilds on First Things First. He said that he had Minnesota winning. He's tripping. I think Memphis Grizzlies win in 5 games.
I saw some people had Minnesota winning this series before the series started. I mean, I don't have any problem with it because I think both teams are young, so both teams are still trying to really find themselves.
Well,
but I think Minnesota. I think Memphis, with their playoff experience from last year, and they won 2 games against Utah, kind of maybe carried over to this season. So maybe they can take something from that. But I still had Memphis winning this series. Even when they lost the first game, I had them winning in 6. I just think John Morant's he's too good, and the team without John Morant anyway in the regular season.
Yeah,
they're really, really good. So,
the coach is better, Craig. I think
he had a really good year this year. I think his team improved a lot from last year to this year. But Minnesota improved as well. I thought they played well early in the season, or kind of in the middle part of the season. Then they finished strong, and they have 3 stars on the team that are playing really, really well. Well, not stars, but 3
Yes.
really good players. But yeah, I think Utah. I think Minnesota can win this series, but it's not going to be easy for them. So that's why I went for Memphis.
If Minnesota does, is it 7?
They have to win
Yeah,
this.
it's definitely 7. Yeah, Minnesota wins it. It's definitely going 7.
They have to win in 6. I don't see them. You know how hard it is for a road team to win a road team to win a road game in a game 7. It's tough.
Yeah,
That's fair.
It happens, but it's tough. But
very tough. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that young team can go in there and win that game. But they do have Pat Beverly. As long as he can keep his emotions in check and stay out of foul trouble and not get any texts and just keep his composure. Like, I don't know what that was when they beat LA.
It was a big listen. You know,
right, he put the jersey up like he won the championship or something. He didn't do
listen.
anything.
First of all, Minnesota. I think that in sports, and we all know this. I think that you wear your emotions, your heart on your sleeve. I think that the way that relationship ended, I think that he was emotional, and I think he carried it as such. You know, I kind of liked it, drinking a beer at the press conference. I like that stuff, man. I like when players are like honest about, you know, where they are. Because remember, he posted the clip at the casino when they got Paul George and Kawhi and was like, Clippers are winning. He's been at the Clippers for a really long time, right? And then he's like, I'm a starting guard. I want starting guard money. They trade him to Minnesota. And then he says, we're going to make the playoffs. And they do. And to make the playoffs, he beats his former team. I think he celebrated, you know. It made its way full circle. You know, that's how it happens, man. I think he was like, you know, he had fun, but I don't know. I just see Memphis. You know, I don't see.
I don't mind him drinking a beer. It was just the extra, like jumping on top of the.
Yeah, I loved it. Man.
I thought that was just way too much.
I like stuff like that, man.
It's not like he was, I don't know, John Morant doing that or something like that. But I mean, he was just Patrick Beverly.
All right, so let's go to the East. This is the easy one. Miami Heat and the Hawks. I think that's
about to be a sweep. That's about to be broom.
That's a sweep.
Man,
Trey Young isn't playing good at all, man. Ice Trey.
First game he was terrible.
Terrible, man.
If you let Jimmy Butler score 40 points,
40,
something is wrong. Like Jimmy Butler, he's good, but he's not. I'm gonna drop 40 on you, good.
He'll drop 40 if you let him. Seems like it.
I'm gonna drop 20 on you, but some of his supporting cast is not even playing well. Tyler Hero, I haven't seen him all series. So I mean, he was 6th man of the year, or going to be 6th man of the year.
I believe so. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like I don't know what's wrong with the Hawks with this one. I thought they would come out and play a lot better, but they did come out and play better in game 2, but still ended up losing. But Trae Young has to get some help, man. He can't really. I mean, game 1 was terrible for him, but game 2 he kind of showed up, but he still needs some help out there.
They got a lot, which is so interesting from the drop off from same with them and the Knicks. Like, I don't see the drop off. It's crazy. But all right. Craig, we were talking about this earlier. The Philadelphia 76ers and Toronto Raptors. You're thinking the Raptors, and I'm not gonna lie, I totally agree with you when you said the Raptors was gonna make it more of a series.
Well, I thought it was going 7. I picked the Sixers in 7.
I thought this was gonna be one of the best first round matchups series. Like, okay, but it's not.
And the thing about it is
that way.
Harden hasn't even played well.
No.
I mean, he's got a lot of assists, especially in the first game. He had 14, but he hasn't shot the ball well. He's not scoring. Maybe he's waiting to the second round to actually do something.
Yeah, but he hasn't had to because of
he hasn't had to,
and what's the name? But and I think that's going to end up being a good thing for them. That right now they're learning to have to win. They're learning to play through others.
But that's my thing though. Like Philly they don't have Harden to score points, and Toronto can't even do anything about it. Like they can't take advantage of that. I get the best player on the team is Embiid, but I mean like this Toronto team played now they didn't have Scotty Barnes, they didn't have somebody else in game 2, but like they just weren't there. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think Thibault being out for games 3 and 4 and possibly 6, I don't think it makes a big difference because he's not playing a lot of minutes. He's a solid defender though, a really good on-ball defender, but he's just not playing enough minutes to be a decision maker or a factor in this series. So
yeah, I agree. So you think it's going to be how many games?
I thought it was going to go 7 at first. I said it's Philly and 7. At this point,
going 5.
I hope it doesn't go 5. I hope it goes 6. But I mean, I'm going with 6.
You're going with 6. I believe it's going to be 6 too. I think Toronto's going to. I think Philly's going to win one, and Toronto's going to win. Well, I think Toronto can win back to back. I don't know.
I mean, it's like last year.
Has a good game that I feel like 76ers are going to win if Harden has a good game.
Well, Philly did what they were supposed to do. They took care of home court. They won games 1 and 2 at home. It happens all the time like that. And then, like last year, the Jazz were up 2-0 against the Clippers, and they lost 4 in a row. It just sometimes it happens. Like even though you're up 2-0, Phoenix was up 2-0 in the finals, and they lost 4 in a row.
They lost 4 in a row.
So, I mean, it could happen. No matter how the series looks at the beginning, even if you lose by double-digit points, games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The next 6 games or next 4 games, it could go the other team's way, and all of a sudden now the series is 4-2 and it's over. So it's just about making the right adjustment.
And it's not going 7.
I don't think so now. For some reason I thought Toronto was going to steal one in Philly.
Yeah, I thought so too.
They didn't, and then game 2 didn't help them with some of their players out. So
yeah, this might go. Hopefully, it goes 6. We're gonna see. All right. Well, the Bucks and Chicago Bulls.
I mean, Chicago best shot was game 1. They came back and they was in that fight. I think after they lost game 1, I was like, oh yeah, it's about to get ugly.
You think it's a sweep?
It might be. I think that was the wake up call for the Bucks. I think the Bucks kind of woke up like, oh, hey, like now we can't sleep here.
I don't know about it. I'm not gonna say it's a sweep, but I picked them. I picked Milwaukee in 5.
Yeah, I think Chicago get one, but I got 5. I got Milwaukee in 5. I mean, Milwaukee's healthy, and they're the defending champions.
Yeah.
The game that's playing right now, Boston Celtics versus Brooklyn Nets. Who you got, Craig?
I picked Brooklyn in 7 before the season.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. So I have Boston. I don't think that I just don't think that Steve Nash is a good coach, and it's gonna.
I don't think he matters. I don't think he factors in.
Well, I think they're running the 40 minutes. I think that's gonna. If they beat Boston, it's gonna go 7 games, right?
I said 7.
Right. If they beat Boston, I think Boston is 6. But if they beat Boston in 7 games, that carries over. What do they have? Milwaukee?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have beat Milwaukee, but I just think that
they'll be tired, man.
I thought they should have won that game in game 1. They were up like 5 late in the game.
Yeah, and KD had a bad game, which is very rare.
Yeah, and KD had a bad game, and I thought it was some bad. I probably will blame Steve Nash for this. I thought it was some bad coaching decisions or bad, whatever you want to call it. The team when they let Jaylen Brown score in like 6 seconds.
Yeah,
like that was a bad. I don't know what that was. That was just mismanagement or something, but that was terrible. And then the last possession by Kyrie, it wasn't all his fault. but like there was no movement.
Yeah.
It was like 3 players on one side of the court. There was 4 players on one side of the court with Kyrie, and then Kyrie dribbled to the other side and then hit the ramp. But I mean, by the time he got the ball, it was like 3 seconds on the shot clock. So he wasn't really, I don't know what he's supposed to do, but like they just mismanaged that whole last minute of the game. And I think they should have won that game. And then Kevin Durant, when he was,
it would have been a huge win for them. Huge.
They were down by 15.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant at the end of the game, he lost track of Tatum. He wasn't ball watching, and Tatum goes he cuts back door.
Oh my gosh. I was texting Rose. I was like crazy because the Nets. I was like, all right, Boston's gonna win. You know, I was talking to her back and forth. I was like, I think Boston's gonna win the series. And then the Nets came back. I was like, oh man, the Nets get this one. It's huge for the series. And then it came down to the last possession. I was like, this is going to be a good series. This series is going to be excellent. And I don't think it's going to be the best series of people were saying. I think it's going to be the best series in the first round.
Probably. At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You said people were saying it's going to be some of the best series like ever.
I see some people say it's going to be one of the best series ever, and one of the best series of all time, and all this stuff. Or at least one of the best series in a while. I'm like, it's just one game. Just wait for the series to end, and then go back and reflect on how good this series, or how whatever mediocre it was, or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, because I was saying like this game was a 1-point game, but the next 4 or 5 games can all be blowouts. And then what are you saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you never know. Or somebody gets hurt. Hope nobody gets hurt, because I really want to see this series with all players they're healthy. But I mean, and then you got the whole Ben Simmons thing,
which is oh man, they talking about he could be back for game 4. They talking about he could play game 4. I'm like, come on, man.
It doesn't. I don't even know. At this,
it doesn't make sense.
First of all, it doesn't make sense, and 2, would you even need him? Like,
if you want somebody to come out there and stop somebody for defensive purposes, then maybe. But I mean, like he hasn't played in about a year, so he hasn't even played basketball competitively. So he's basketball shape wise, he's not familiar with this team.
Nope.
I can see if it was Philly, then he could probably just get back out there and he knows the team and coaching and all that. He doesn't know this team like that. He's watched them, but he hasn't played with them. Yep. So like, how's it going to work?
Disaster. It would be no point. It would be no point.
Obviously, you're not looking for him, right? But obviously, you're not looking for him to go out there and shoot the ball or get free. I don't know. Maybe he can attack the basket. Maybe he can just find some people pass the ball. Maybe but I mean, he's just a liability on offense. He might be just a liability in general.
Now, next year, all 3 of them healthy, I'm probably going to pick them. It depends on what everybody else do, like what the Lakers do. But they're going to be heavy favorites to win.
They are going to be heavy favorites. Heavy favorites this year.
I ain't even going to lie. That's going to be tough cookie.
Them rushing Ben Simmons to, bat like this, it seems real desperate. It seems overly desperate to win. Like I think it's pressure. I think it's coming from front office and them feeling pressure to win because they know they hired Steve Nash and that's their guy. So at least if we try to force this on the court, we can say we tried our best hand to try to win a championship. But now you're by forcing him back on the court, you're forcing injury and you're forcing chemistry.
Yeah, I would just let it go. I would be like, look,
I don't
know. Let it for next year, because next year next year it's gonna be serious. It's gonna be serious. He comes back healthy. Then the Lakers are probably going to retool, and you still got Milwaukee. You still going to have Boston.
We said that last year about the Nets. We said that this year about the Nets. We're going to say it again next year about the Nets.
We did say that. We did say that about the Nets. We did say it about the Lakers. We did say about the Clippers. And the Clippers and Lakers are not in the playoffs, and the Nets snuck in. But we wouldn't have known if Kyrie was, fully available. So
yeah, by 14. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot.
It wasn't really. I mean,
If it wasn't for baseball, that Kyrie probably wouldn't be playing in the home or in away game or home games.
If it wasn't what?
For baseball coming back, Kyrie probably wouldn't be playing the home games right now. Because
Oh,
they were going to lift the mandate until because baseball with the revenue baseball brings in and all this how long the series goes.
I didn't know that.
Players not vaccinated for the Yankees or the Mets. That's players that are not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
The home teams. So that's one of the reasons to me that I read about or that I heard is the reason why they lifted the mandate.
Interesting. Because they didn't have that mandate was just in Brooklyn.
It's in New York in general.
Oh, in general. So if Kyrie played for the Knicks, he still wouldn't have been able to play. All right. All right. Well, baseball is huge in New York because they got the Yankees and
Yankees and the Mets.
yeah.
Both of them were good. Well, preseason wise, they were good.
Yeah, they both probably good. I'm not a big baseball guy. I do watch baseball in the playoffs. So let's talk about the NFL. Breaking news came out today. Was it today? Or was it?
You talking about Debo? Yeah, that's today.
It was today. Debo. Yeah. So think about this, right? San Francisco wanted to pay him, and now he wants a trade. What's everybody's thoughts on that? He wants to trade. They said they were going to pay him. He wants out now.
It sounds like his big objection is being used as a running back. And I kind of get it from his perspective. You know, running backs take an extra beating, have shorter shelf lives. So he could look at it as getting, even if it's like 5 carries a game over the course of a season, you know, it's cutting down his career just that little bit, just all the extra hits and stuff. So I feel like if, you know, I have to wonder though, is did he go to Shanahan just like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, and Shanahan just kind of tell him tough, and that caused a rift, or what happened to cause him to go public on this?
Yeah, that is a very interesting thing because I don't think San Francisco's I've got no indications they're a bad place to play. You know, like
no, and it's been confirmed that it's not a money thing.
Yeah, it's not a money thing. Yeah, no, Craig. Usually teams that win now
it's not the Jets or the Commanders or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, ours toxic. Like it's ridiculous. But I mean, you gotta think about it. When they got Shanahan and John Lynch, it changed the franchise, right? They were bad. Changed the franchise a little bit, so the culture's a little bit different, and I just find it very interesting why he wants out, because they're gonna pay him the money. But I kind of get it from his perspective. If Corey's right, like, hey, right, you keep using me as a running back, I'm done in the league in 2 more years.
Hey, do y'all think it's an issue with? Do y'all think it could be an issue with Trey Lance? Like, do you think he feels like he can't win with Trey Lance quarterback? I don't think that could be possible.
No.
Debo put up numbers when it was like Jimmy got hurt, the number 2 got hurt, and they were down to like their 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks.
Yeah. I don't think. Nah, I don't think that's.
Well, I mean, I was watching was it Get Up, or I was watching NFL thing. They was talking another thing could be location. Like they was like, he's from South Carolina, then he go all the way to Cali. They was like, maybe he wants to go back on the East Coast. Like maybe he wants to come back over.
Oh, so here
Like
I mean,
go ahead.
San Francisco is on a trajectory to potentially make a run at a Super Bowl. Yeah. Like, do you really leave that just because you kind of want to play somewhere else?
That's interesting.
That's fair.
I would, if the situation's right. Like if he gets, say, the Packers.
Yeah, they got the draft capital.
Or maybe you want to go play with
damn, that would be tough.
Sean or something like that in Cleveland.
Or the Chiefs. Yeah,
I heard New Orleans, Dallas. I heard New Orleans, Dallas, Packers.
Dallas.
They some of the,
He actually liked the tweet that somebody said,
Dallas.
you would look good in a Dallas uniform. No, Debo. And then he unliked the tweet.
Interesting. So
Somebody got in his ear and told him, "No, you." He also,
but you're gonna have to pay him. You're gonna have to pay him.
Yep.
yeah, you got to pay him the same amount of money you would have paid Amari Cooper.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a Tyreek Hill situation, I'm assuming. He's probably gonna want more than Amari. Amari's a
It's
receiver.
23 is probably the floor of where Debo's contract starts.
Yep.
There were reports he was wanting 25.
Yep, it's gonna be around that number. But okay. So what teams do y'all see? Do you think they trade him to the NFC?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Probably
Not
not.
how dangerous they are.
Some teams just don't even care. It seems like anymore.
Nah,
Cleveland,
yeah, as long as they get the draft capital, yeah.
they don't care.
I
As
think
long as they get the draft, as long as they get the draft capital,
Right.
as long as they get the draft capital, I don't think they're gonna care. But I think they're not gonna be quick to trade them in the NFC though. I think it's going to be an offer that's going to wow them. That's going to at least be really worth their while. Like
Green
John
Bay
Lynch ain't
might be
stupid.
able to make it. They got the Devontae extra picks, but see that doesn't seem like Green Bay's MO. You know, it doesn't seem.
I don't see them
They're gonna
praying and paying.
already paying Aaron $50 million.
I would trade for
They
them.
have the money though, because they were gonna give Devontae. They have it, but I just don't see them trading. I read an article, maybe Baltimore.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Maybe.
They don't
But
have
I
a
mean,
wide receiver. They haven't had a wide receiver in a while, other than Steve Smith.
Yeah.
He's old.
But that doesn't seem
Yeah.
like their MO trading.
I mean, when you're Baltimore, when you've whiffed on a number of wide receivers in both the draft and free agency, I don't know that if you get the chance to go get Debo Samuel, you do it. You have to.
that might be. They do have a new GM too, the Costa. So, I mean, he would elevate them, and I think he fits.
I mean, that offensive scheme, with
Elevate.
Debo, and
Yeah,
Lamar.
Oh man, yeah.
elevate them.
That's scary. But then now Debo gonna be used the same way though.
Huh? Say it again, Craig.
I'm saying there's a bunch of teams that could use Debo Samuel. The Saints could use him.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
name a team. Yeah, they can use Debo.
Yeah.
Some teams are more.
Baltimore.
They need a wide receiver more than others, but
They had Kansas City, Green Bay, Baltimore.
Green Bay and Baltimore probably need him the most. I would say Green Bay and Baltimore have the biggest needs for him.
I think the Chiefs need a wide receiver. I don't care what Juju Smith-Schuster has done at all,
Oh man,
At all.
Reed system.
because he's only done it with pretty much AB there, like really good seasons.
They said Atlanta,
Yeah.
the Falcons.
Falcons, they desperately need a wide receiver.
Yeah.
If you're Atlanta,
I don't
they
know.
desperately need one. I don't do that deal if I'm Atlanta, though. You don't give up the draft capital that it would require to get him, because that first round pick you're giving up next year is going to be a top 10 pick.
They are
Yes, it's gonna
terrible.
be a top 10 pick, and you have the 8th pick. You can get the best receiver in the draft this year with a 5th-year option.
Exactly.
And then Calvin Ridley's coming
Um,
back next year, hopefully. So, and then next year, oh man, if you trade this year, that's crazy because they don't do protected, right? So they have a bad year this year. They might miss on Caleb Williams or a top tier quarterback.
I think you take a wide receiver in the draft. You build him,
Yeah,
with Kyle Pitts, and then Calvin really coming back next year.
yeah. This is a deep
And
draft,
Cordell Patterson.
man. This is a very deep draft, and I got a feeling maybe Baltimore might. But
I think if you're
Kansas City and Green Bay, they're gonna load up because they're thinking, right? You gotta pay. They're gonna end up having it. Well, Kelsey's on the tail end. You might end up having to do Patrick Mahomes deal, right?
did he sign like a 10-year deal though?
He did, but he's probably gonna restructure in the next 5-6 years. But I don't know. But it's just I don't know, man. Having draft capital, I love draft capital. I love young players. I would, because think about it. If Green Bay and Kansas City hits or miss, if first round picks 50% being successful, they're gonna have a high success rate. Same with Baltimore. Baltimore has a lot of picks in the third or fourth round. So I don't know. I'm just a guy that I'm not, and Deebo Samuels gets hurt, so I'm not into all that. I'd rather just no. Like one of my friends was like, "Oh, let the Commanders trade." No, pay Terry McLaurin his money and draft a receiver. I'm not going to pay Deebo Samuel. I'm not. I'm a GM that I'm not going to do it.
There you go.
I've seen Indy's name get floated. Apparently, they're the favorites in a couple of sports books. But I mean, they got to pay Quentin Nelson next year.
It doesn't seem
They've been scouting wide receivers. You got Michael Pittman. I mean, if you're serious about going all in on the next 2 years, then sure. You trade for Deebo, you make a run with Matt Ryan. But with a team that still needs a quarterback for the future, I don't know that you give up a one next year.
Well,
in what's supposed to be a really good quarterback class.
Well, Corey, if they get the one next year, it's going to be a lower tier, right?
I mean, it'll be back of round one, sure.
You can
but
be
if
F of picks. You can say F
of
picks, Corey.
Potentially. Or you hang on to the one so that you can move up and draft your franchise quarterback in the future in the middle of round one.
Yeah. That's it. It's interesting. Interesting. It's interesting.
It also sounds like San Francisco has zero intention of moving Deebo Samuel. So
no, they're saying it has to be a massive haul. Something that Miami gave up to Tyreek Hill. I could see the Jets.
Yeah.
I can see the Jets doing that. Yeah. Do I see Philly doing that?
Not when they drafted.
Oh, I think Philly is looking for next year. I think Philly is going to let Jalen Hurts go into the season, and I think they're going to use their plethora of draft picks to draft a top-tier quarterback. That's what I think. So, some other news, Craig. Carolina Panthers are interested in Baker Mayfield. Okay, I got to get your thoughts because to me, this came out of left field because they already have Sam Darnold. They're paying Sam Darnold $18 million,
and they were paying dude $18 million too, or close. Yeah, about $18 million. So
who?
Baker.
Yeah. If they trade, yeah.
So
I don't get it.
This is dumb. Like the whole franchise is full of dumb people. Like the owner, the GM, the coach, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback. I mean, everybody's dumb. Those except for the president. And this because she just got there in February, so she gets a pass. But everybody else is just dumb. I don't know what's going on with this team. Like they still have all this cap space. They have the most cap space out of any team. They still haven't signed a left tackle. I don't know, but I will say that Baker Mayfield is better. He's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, PJ Walker. But it's not like you're going from Sam Darnold to possibly Deshaun Watson, like they could have had. You're going from Sam Darnold to, I think he's better. He's better than, he's probably like middle of the pack, I guess. So he's definitely
out of the 32. Where would you rank Baker?
Middle of the pack,
like 15.
There's 32 teams. I'll probably say 16 around that range. Like he's had two good seasons last year, or not last year, the year before last, and his rookie season was decent. But his season's
he's an average quarterback.
His worst season has been better than Sam Darnold's best season, I think. Like Sam Darnold's he's just not good. Like everybody knows it. It's just the fact that you already picked up his option. So now you're gonna have to pick up another player's option, basically. Like, why would you do that? And then you're gonna trade players on top of that, even if it's a 6th-round pick, you're still trading something to get another guy in that you're gonna have to pay. Now, if they were gonna pay something for that contract, maybe like $10 million of it or something like that, I could maybe
Yeah.
possibly get behind it a little bit,
I think
but I don't think they're going to do that.
They reportedly don't want to, but that's
Yeah.
the only way
Gonna
it makes sense for Carolina is if Cleveland eats a lot of that salary.
if they eat a lot, which would be good because Baker gets a new start. And here's the thing: you could draft because you're not going to trade a number one. You could draft a. This is a really good draft for tackles. You get your future left tackle. You got Baker, and you got to do it, Bobby Anderson. But I mean, he's just a. I don't even. I mean, he's a.
I still think Garoppolo is a more likely option for the Panthers.
I saw that. Craig, you don't like Garoppolo? I saw that was
I'd
like
rather have Baker Mayfield than have Jimmy Garoppolo. Now I'm thinking about it. I think
you rather
Garoppolo-
Baker Mayfield than Jimmy.
Yeah. I just think that Jimmy, he's always hurt. I don't think he's as good as his record is. And like at least I think Baker he does take chances, even though there's a lot of them are terrible decisions sometimes. But like I just think Baker Mayfield, I would take Baker Mayfield over Jimmy
Because
Garoppolo.
of the health. And
Health is a big one.
The longer availability, right? Yeah. And the longer, right? Baker's younger.
He's younger. I'm about to say he's younger.
Yeah. That's interesting. And you're gonna have to pay.
Hey,
Whoever gets Jimmy G is gonna have to pay, right?
I mean, nobody gonna jump.
You said what, Mo?
Oh no, I'm saying nobody really jumping at trading up at 6. Like because the quarterback class is, because everybody feels like gonna be talented there wherever they pick at. Nobody's gonna jump with the Panthers at 6. So it's gonna definitely be a decision whether you want to go quarterback or left tackle. But my thing is, the interesting thing is what I think won't happen. I'll make this kind of bold prediction right now. If Lions don't go with Willis, I can see Carolina going there.
At 6?
Yeah, if the Lions don't do it, if the Lions don't pull that trigger at 2, I think the Panthers might be intrigued by it.
You know what? The more
I'd rather grab him than Pickett.
You think
I'd rather grab Willis than Pickett. If they grab Pickett, I'd be like, what? Like, oh my God.
should even be drafted in the first round?
I'd rather grab Willis.
That's fair.
Too. You know what? I'm just content with the fact that if they don't get Baker Mayfield or whoever, I'm already leaving it up and saying, I don't even care anymore. They're going to pick Willis. I'm happy with it. If they pick Pickett, I'm not happy with it.
If they pick, he can sit by
the organization's stupid. So I just think that they're going to make a dumb decision this year. So why not just go ahead and just take the better of the options, which is
I would do Baker Mayfield. I would get Baker Mayfield and then draft a left tackle 6. Or tank. Draft a left tackle at 6 and go into the season with Sam Darnold as your starting quarterback and look to the future.
I don't think it'll be that bad to tank to get to 1 or 2. Or unless it's Jacksonville.
They call it building.
Unless it's Jacksonville and the Jets at like 1 and 2 with the worst 2 records,
no,
they're not quarterback.
Y'all go with Sam Darnold. If y'all go with Sam Darnold with no valuable backup, and he's going to miss.
Well, PJ Walker's the backup.
Who's the backup? PJ. Well, exactly. If y'all go with Sam Darnold and he misses 6 games, and PJ Walker's your backup, y'all gonna have the first and second pick.
I mean, honestly, with the position the Panthers are in,
you know that, Greg. It's not gonna be Detroit. It's not gonna be Jacksonville. If y'all go with Sam Darnold as your starting quarterback, it's gonna be you and the Falcons.
Well, you know what? That's cool because they get at least 1 of the 2.
You're gonna get a bomb quarterback, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I would. You wouldn't like me as GM. I'd be like, look, we're going with Sam Darnold, and we're gonna draft. But
I would
not get.
I'd get Cleveland to eat as much of the salary as you can, and I would trade a conditional pick next year
for Baker
or Baker Mayfield because he's a former number 1 pick. He has shown flashes of talent at the NFL level.
Yeah.
In a year that you potentially may not be very good next year, why not take a flyer on him? Because if you can get a starting quarterback for cheap,
you're
gonna have
it works out.
Yeah.
What was Sam Darnold, number 3?
Yeah.
Have the number 1 and number 2 quarterback on the same team from the same draft.
That's crazy.
You gotta be kidding me, man. That's terrible.
think about that.
And they both not playing with the same team that they started with.
Yeah.
Man, come
They
on,
said
man.
that. They said that. This is why, once again,
QB purgatory.
I'm trying to tell people and teams don't draft a quarterback in the first round this year, because 9 times out of 10, your first round quarterback that you draft is not going to be with the team. It's not. They're not. It's going to be. It's yeah.
In terms of how long though, and when their first contract is up, when their 5th-year option
They
is.
said the stat was saying that, first of all, 50. They were like, out of all the quarterbacks drafted in the first round, I think Patrick Mahomes and then somebody else is still with their original team. Josh Allen, maybe. And
Out
maybe
of that draft, yeah, I think out of the quarterbacks that was drafted.
Jackson's still with his team.
Think about this. No, I think they were saying Baker Mayfield. They were drafted. Baker Mayfield was drafted first. What year? 2018.
18.
I don't
Yeah.
think any of the quarterbacks were with their original teams drafted that year.
Except for Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen.
Allen and Lamar.
Allen and Lamar. Yeah,
Allen and Lamar.
That's that. Listen, the first round. My whole thing is this: first round quarterbacks. If the first round quarterback is not worth it, don't draft in the first round.
I mean,
the only thing is the 5th-year option. Okay, but this year, no, I don't think a quarterback's worth it. I would roll the dice. I don't think there's a first round quarterback. All the draft boards say this: there's no quarterback that has a first round grade.
So you're over under for 3.5 quarterbacks in the first round is definitely under.
Yeah. But if I'm betting, I bet 2 go the first.
Oh yeah, because of the need. 2 going.
Because of
2
the
going. That's a definite. Like I'd be shocked if 2 don't go.
2 are gonna go.
Well, you
Just off the need.
I think this year,
don't think they should, but 2 are.
I think if the Panthers and Seahawks pass on a quarterback, there's a decent chance you don't see someone go until you get into the early 20s with teams that normally wouldn't have a shot at a top quarterback in a draft, like Pittsburgh, Tennessee, teams like that.
New Orleans.
I think
the Lions will jump back in the first round. The Lions might jump back in the first round unless they got to end and get one for that 5th-year option.
They got 32.
They got what, 32, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they got 32 anyway. Oh, okay.
If the quarterbacks drop, because I've been hearing them, they're tied to what's his name? Tag on it. The quarterback from Carson.
You talking about Ritter?
Nah, I like Ritter.
Carson Strong?
Carson Strong?
Strong, yep.
Oh.
I like Ritter. I think Ritter should go first.
If Pittsburgh grab a quarterback, I heard Pittsburgh would go would stay right there with Pickett. If Pickett was there at 20, I think they would go with Pickett if they go quarterback because of familiarity.
I've heard Pittsburgh love Malik Willis too.
Yeah. I just don't see. I don't think Malik Willis is going to fall to 20. I just don't. I just truly think he picked up too much steam. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I just don't think he is going to drop that far.
If he does fall to 20, he could have the development that he could sit behind Mitch Trubisky for 2 years.
No, sit right
Lord
anyway.
Huh?
I think he's going to sit anyway. Even if he goes to Carolina.
It doesn't matter where it goes, he's going to sit. But I think Pittsburgh is looking. That's a perfect position for him. If he gets drafted to Pittsburgh, I think that if I was 20 at Pittsburgh and Malik Willis is there and I love him, I know he's going to sit.
It's worth a shot.
I'll pull the trigger. They have a good team.
I don't think he makes it that far, man. I think Carolina's going to pick him. That's what I just think.
Think so? It depends if y'all get Baker. Right? If y'all get Baker Mayfield, y'all not getting him. You gotta think. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather get Baker Mayfield than any quarterback in this draft. That's the smartest thing. And you get a tackle, you get a franchise left tackle at 6.
I don't know.
It depends on the compensation.
Right, because then you're going to have to pay him next year to be your starter versus having a rookie on his rookie deal for, 4 years?
4 years. Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to look at it certain ways, just like with Sam Darnold. I think he's done after this season, but Baker, obviously, you got an established quarterback, but then you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be $40 million, but if he goes out and he comes to this team and he has 30 touchdown and I don't know, 10 interception season or something like that,
You're still paying 30 mil.
you're going to have to pay him. Now, if he comes out and has 17 touchdowns and 14 picks, then you can either release him or you just pay him less if you want to keep him. I don't know why you want to keep him.
Wants to play.
I don't know why you want to keep him there.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
So
maybe
damn, I guess he's on the audition.
maybe he'll go as a backup like Trubisky and then they'll, I don't know, give him a starting job again or something like that. I don't know, but
It depends. I guess it depends where you go too. He went right.
It does depend on you know. I think Carolina has receivers and he has a running back. If they all stay healthy, the problem is McCaffrey can't stay healthy. They don't have a tight end.
Yeah.
The O-line has gotten better. They still need a left tackle and a left guard, but I mean, I just don't know if this will be the right fit for him. Like, you already got a receiver saying he doesn't want him there. Now, maybe that changes if he does come over there and they work it out and they have drills or OTAs or whatever you want, whatever.
That sucks because it's like it's already like fiction.
It's already, yeah.
I will say
That sucks, man.
I will say though that I feel like
it's shot. Golly, man.
I think it should be something in Baker's favor that there are now multiple reports saying that if the Browns were to just outright cut Mayfield to get him out of there,
Yeah.
the Steelers would sign him that day.
Yeah. That is.
Like if Pittsburgh has that level of interest in him, then yeah, I would at least consider him.
So in Pittsburgh, if they get Baker Mayfield, is he starting?
I think he competes with Trubisky, and I think he's better than Trubisky. So yeah,
I think
He's definitely better than Trubisky. Man.
you sign him, you say it's going to be an open competition, and then he beats out Mitch Trubisky.
Do you think so? All right.
100%.
Yeah.
He can't beat out Mitch Trubisky. It's not big time.
You cannot beat out Mitch Trubisky in an open competition.
It's not big time.
Y'all sleeping on the biscuit.
Okay.
It's a problem.
Okay.
I will take a good long nap.
Listen.
He was good at
Listen.
for a while, but
For 1 year, right?
like Sam Howell. Yeah, 1 year.
Yep. Sam Howell.
Sam Howell was good, not this season, but last season. If he came out last season, maybe. I think he'd have been out. He'd have had higher.
Yeah.
People were saying
he would have been probably drafted higher, but
people kept saying he lost his receivers, but you know
he did lose receivers.
Had what, 2 receivers and 2 running backs drafted?
He lost a lot of talent around.
Lost a lot of talent around him. So people saying he could be a sleeper.
I mean, Howell was the guy I was hoping for Indianapolis if they didn't land Matt Ryan.
Oh, for real? Sam Howell?
Yeah, Howell's the guy that intrigues me in this draft at quarterback.
I mean, you could probably you could get him. I think he's.
You got to take a receiver at 42.
No, I think he could be around there in the 3rd round.
I don't.
You don't think so?
No.
Second?
I think early second. I think the Colts would have to move up at 42.
He's going in the
42
second
to get
round.
him.
In a deep receiver draft. Would you do that? Would you move up? Corey?
Oh, no, not now. You have to get a receiver in round 2 for Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Pickens, Moore, Mechie, whoever.
Yep. You have to, man.
I mean, I would love if Dobson fell to y'all. That'd be scary, but he ain't gonna fall to y'all. Dude out of Penn State.
Yeah. No, he'll be gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
I've seen as many as 7 receivers could go in round 1.
I've seen 7.
Yeah, I've seen that too. They was talking about 12 might go in the first 2 rounds. I said, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. I mean, that leads me to the next question. There's a huge market increase from wide receivers. What? Okay. Why do you think is so what is everybody's thoughts about the pay increase? And why do we think it happened?
Desperation.
I mean,
Do you think it's because of
The-
quarterbacks?
I mean, it's.
The market
I think it's
came out of
the,
nowhere.
the Raiders were desperate to make a big move, go pay Devontae Adams as much as he wants. The Dolphins were desperate to make a big move. They went pay Tyreek Hill a ton of money. The really good teams are the ones that gave up those top tier receivers because they think they can replace them in the draft.
And Corey,
So-
you were right. It was. And what? Well, so the fluctuation started with Devontae. Yeah,
With the Cardinals and
Cardinals paying him
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre
desperate.
Hopkins, $27 million. So
And then
now,
the Jaguars just screwed up everything.
yes, and then Kristen Kirk. You know, you go from which Kristen Kirk's agent is saying, "Hey, listen, DeAndre's getting paid 27. We're nowhere near that. You could just give us 17." And then what's
I need that guy
once
negotiating
that
the
happens,
salary.
because once now DeAndre's like, I'm the top 5 receiver when healthy, which he is. He gets 27 million. Now you have Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill saying, well, if the top is getting 27 and Christian Kirk's getting 17, I need 25 plus. And like Corey said, I think once that happened, just like with the quarterback market with Kirk Cousins, once that tick happened, it's. I mean, now I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I mean, look at the two teams that made the big splashes in spending. It was the Raiders, who
Yeah.
who even after getting arguably the best receiver in the NFL, might be still the 4th best team in that division.
Yep.
But they were desperate to make a splash, desperate to make a big move to try to keep pace with the arms race.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins, who were sitting in 3rd place, looking up at the Bills and Patriots, missed the playoffs the last couple of years, and desperate to make a splash.
They passed the Patriots now. I
Have
think.
they?
I don't
Who
know.
passed Patriots? Hold on. Who passed Patriots?
The Dolphins.
Maybe.
I think so. I don't. I love Bill Belichick.
I gotta see Tua play better than that. I gotta see Tua play better before I say that. I don't know.
man.
No, I can't say that.
Let me tell you something. In a loaded AFC, Mac Jones has no receivers. It's
That's
about
fair. But we're talking about the Dolphins right now. I'm saying this. I haven't seen enough of Tua consistently, even with Waddle being there and you adding Tyreek Hill to say they're above the Patriots. It's like I can't say that right now.
well, I don't know. They spent a lot of money on some garbage receivers last year that didn't
On
work.
paper, they look better than the Patriots.
On paper, yes.
Because I mean,
Yeah, on paper.
they
No, on
don't
paper.
have
But I'm
a
talking
I'm just
about
really
in the
scared.
clutch with money on the
They
line.
have a rookie head coach, and the Patriots do still have Belichick.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
worried about them not having receivers, man.
don't have
I mean, they
any-
got Hunter Henry and John Smith still.
they got Parker. But I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If you drafted
'Cause-
Parker
'cause
on your fantasy, you know how that is.
I'm not buying them as a playoff team. I got them. I mean, it's AFC's tough.
I'm not buying them.
Oh yeah,
Maybe top 10. Maybe top 10.
Hey, I only
It's like-
be honest with you, I only see 2 teams coming out of AFC East. I don't see 2 teams coming out of AFC East this year. Like it's gonna be tough, man.
It's good.
I think the Patriots could win 10 games.
I don't see
and
2
miss the
teams coming out of
playoffs.
AFC East. Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know, man. They just been real quiet, and I'm real worried.
Hey, there's still the draft.
Still
We'll see.
worried
I
about-
mean,
We'll
They
see.
gotta get a
I'm
receiver.
real worried. They
They
haven't drafted, bro.
definitely-
I hope they don't pick no receiver.
That's tough. I can't.
They haven't drafted a good receiver.
Got at least 9 teams above the Patriots.
Yeah, yeah, man.
9 to 10.
And then Miami made a big splash.
And I didn't even count Tennessee in that 9 to 10. Like,
I don't know.
AFC is so stupid.
AFC stupid, and he didn't make no moves. And it's just
Hey.
like, all right, you can sit.
It's-
I don't
Hey, if any
play
if any team gonna get 3 in, and I'm saying this based on
he gonna get 4.
one, and I'm saying hold up, I'm saying this based on Deshaun Watson playing at coming back and playing at a level that I think he can play at. The AFC North might be able to get 3 teams in. If Deshaun Watson
No,
comes
because
back
the
and
AFC
plays
West
anywhere
exists.
AFC West.
AFC West. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be short there. Something got to shake.
So here's the thing.
AFC North get at least 2 though. AFC North
Chargers, Broncos.
Yeah, I don't think Deshaun
Chiefs.
got suspended. I don't think he gets suspended.
No.
Because right now it's
Well,
trials.
AFC North gonna get at least 2 teams in. I can guarantee that. I can tell you that.
Too.
Yeah,
I
there's
can
no
see
way
two.
AFC North don't get 2
I can
teams
see
in. Especially if Deshaun playing. I don't know where 2 is gonna be, but
I think the West can beat up on each other enough that
Yeah.
it keeps them from getting all 4 in.
Yeah.
yeah,
It'll
right.
It'll kind of be like how maybe the NFC West was. Maybe like that. 3 teams.
Yeah,
You know,
3 would make sense.
you know.
Because I fully expect Kansas City to take probably 2 wide receivers in this draft, if not a third.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely got to. You ain't got no choice.
Probably gonna take 2 receivers. Man, they're prime.
NFC so
defensive help,
trash
too.
right now. NFC so trash right now. You don't make the playoffs, you should be 5.
Kansas City, if Kansas City wants Olave, they can trade up. They have the capital. They can be like, you know what, we want Olave, and they can trade right before Washington and get him.
Hey,
They could, but
Hey.
I think Washington is in a prime.
hey, fellas, you don't make the playoffs in the NFC.
If somebody
You might need to be sweating.
I'm trading it. If I'm the Commanders, if Kansas City calls and say, "Hey man, look, we'll trade you such and such an extra second or for Drake London or Chris Olave," I'm doing it. I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. Yeah, I'm doing it. I think this draft is rich with receivers, and we're not a good team, so we need players. But I just think that it's gonna be. I don't think the Patriots did enough. I don't think they did enough. That's me. I don't know, man. Belichick is. I don't know. Josh McDaniels sees something. He rolled. I don't know. Well, his characters. I can't say that much about it. Anyway, all right. So I did. Now here's the interesting thing. All right, I did look back. So the 2019 draft is up for the 5-year, 2023, right? Because 18, I believe, they already got theirs, right? So we're predicting on 2019. I'm gonna go down the first round because I got y'all, man. I got the first round, the first 32 picks. So we're gonna start off with the first one. Kyler Murray. He's gonna get paid. That's all I have to say. I don't even think they're gonna. You know, he's threatening to hold out. I don't think they trade him. I think they pay him. I don't even think it gets to a 5th-year option. I think Kyler Murray signs an extension this summer.
That's easy.
Signs a massive extension. Nick Bosa.
Yes.
That's another one that I think he signs. I don't even think he gets to a 5th-year option for him. I think he signs an extension.
Oh yeah.
I think he's been playing phenomenal. Quinnen Williams, tackle from the Jets.
He'll get paid.
You think he signs? You think you? I would give him his 5th-year extension. No, Craig, you wouldn't.
No.
You wouldn't, Quinnen Williams?
No.
What?
He said no.
What? You
Yeah,
wouldn't?
he's got
a 5th-year extension.
He's got 15 sacks in 3 seasons. Well,
Oh,
15, 15 and a half in 3 seasons. He's shown flashes or whatever it is, but he just hasn't been consistent enough for me to warrant giving him an option.
Okay.
No. I mean, no, not for the number 3 pick. Now, if you were the number 32 pick, okay, or whatever,
Yeah, or 20 if it lower, maybe I'd be work with you.
You are the top DT in that draft class, like as far as being taken in the draft. But nah, that doesn't. And I think there's better. Like if you look at some of the other DTs in this draft class,
Yeah.
You could probably make a case some of the other ones have outplayed him. So I mean, well, I guess is he a DT or DN?
He's a DT.
Huh?
Yeah, I hear DT, I think.
Okay.
You talking about who you talking about?
Tackle.
Say the name again?
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams.
It's like a
From
3-4
Alabama,
end.
right? From Alabama, yeah. You can kind of combo him.
I mean, if you're gonna compare him to like Nick Bosa or even the guy who's taken after him, Brian Burns, Josh Allen from the Jaguar, nah. Montez Sweat, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. I'm not now.
Nah,
I mean, he's not an edge player like that. He's a hand in the dirt guy.
Yeah, he's more inside. Yeah,
His hand in the dirt. Man. So you're saying no.
No.
You're a rough GM.
Hard pass.
You're a rough GM, man.
Are you gonna sign him? I heard not sign him.
If you're out, it's one.
Man,
I'll pick it up. Nobody else would pick it up? Man.
I would.
Nah.
Yeah.
I make him sweat.
100%.
I'll pick it up.
You pick it up on talent.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
oh,
yeah. Tough GM.
11.5 million, $12 million. No, I'm good.
he said, I'm good.
All right.
Cleveland Farrell? Nah.
Nope, I wouldn't.
Nah. Get out of here.
I would, which is crazy.
Devin White, I feel like is a no-brainer.
Devin White's a no-brainer. He's probably gonna get an extension.
No-brainer too.
Yeah, it's definitely no brainer.
No-brainer too.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, what's up?
Oh Lord have mercy.
Ah.
Hey, but hold on. And the only reason I'm saying, that ain't the only reason. But let's just be real here.
Yeah.
The only reason he's still the quarterback right now is going to be because of his weak draft class and the fact that he got a new head coach. So he's gone after this year. They're gonna give him just this year. He gonna audition, whatever, but he's gonna be gone after next year. Like it's just real. So no, he ain't.
They got to make that decision before this offseason, though.
Yeah.
Where it ends.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Yeah, they gotta. Yeah,
They got to make that choice.
I think they're gonna decline it. Then I just don't see them picking that up. Like that's just I don't see it.
I would decline it.
I would
decline it.
Now, don't get me wrong though. It's for him. It's a catch-22. His performance, but really outside of Saquon, what have you put around him to really give him a fair judgment from the receiver standpoint? I mean, Odell was gone, going through what he's gone through.
They got
Galladay.
Ingram. I mean, Ingram really ain't Ingram left. Okay. I mean, had they produced though, had they looked good enough, produced enough to really give him a fair.
I think he's a crappy quarterback.
Darius Tony.
That's fair. I agree.
He's not good.
Right. I agree. No, I'm not saying he sucked.
They've invested a decent amount.
Yeah.
They did invest in the offensive line. I've been saying get a draft offensive lineman for the longest time.
Oh,
and they haven't done it. And
The offensive line is trash.
Yeah, the offensive line is terrible. I mean, they got the dude from did they get the dude from Georgia last year? What was it from Georgia?
Yeah.
I mean, he was decent, but both their picks need to be D line and O line because that shit they up front they terrible.
they're horrible.
They can get a great tackle. They could definitely build. They have the draft capital where they can, but I'm not giving Daniel Jones. I'm declining that option because
if we don't sweep the Giants next year, I'm gonna be for fire Rivera.
Giants.
That's how terrible they are. If you don't sweep the Giants next year, I might fire him.
The GM and the head coach. No. Wait a minute, Mo. You say you firing who?
If we don't sweep the Giants next year, I might crack Ron Rivera head. I'm sorry. Shout out to my man Blamo. Shout out to Blamo. But hey, listen, if we don't sweep the Giants next year, I'm calling for Ron Rivera head. I'm calling for all dogs.
You got Carson Wentz now.
Wait a minute. So if they go 15-2, but they lose both games to the Giants, you're gonna call?
I'm still calling for his head. Yeah. I'm still calling for his head. They terrible. Giants terrible, man. Giants terrible.
Well, listen. I think the Giants know this. They know that they know what they have in Daniel Jones, and I think a couple teams are banking on next year. Without
more than that, yeah.
and because of that offensive line, you don't know if Saquon gonna stay healthy.
The Giants, I think they all are banking. They're banking on it. They're banking on being the top of the draft is gonna look totally different next year. It's gonna look totally different. But All right.
Honestly, after Daniel Jones, I think I would pick up the next 6.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Josh Allen. I would probably pick his up.
Oh yeah, without question.
Jacksonville, TJ Hawkinson. They might. I don't know if the Lions. He seems like he fits, so they might sign him to an extension.
I would extend him. Yeah, he's a very solid receiving tight end.
Ed Oliver.
I would still pick his up.
This dude got 12 sacks in three seasons.
Nope.
He's worse than
his run stop. I mean, his run defense has put him up there though. His run defense put him up there to get it.
He has, and he's been on a really good defense. But
his run defense has put him enough in a spot where I would give him an extension. I pick up his option.
Guys.
Oh man, Craig is rough.
Hey, look, man.
Craig rough. So I ain't mad at him.
Take that extra year of control.
Do some dogs.
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at you, Craig. Craig rough, boy.
What about Devin Bush? Devin Bush, linebacker from Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
I would give him an extension. I think I would give him his 5th year.
I'll keep Devin Bush.
Yeah, I'll give him his 5th year. He fits. Yeah. Jonah Williams.
Yeah.
I would keep him. The line's been terrible, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like he's been one of the
first
few.
couple of years he was hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I think was he healthy?
Yeah.
Those first,
I think he missed the whole season, right?
When his first year, yeah.
2018,
Yeah, he missed his first whole season. So I would. Here's the interesting Rashawn Gary.
Yeah,
I'll pick it up.
I think he turned the corner last year.
I think so too. Because he's been sitting behind, right?
Preston Smith and
Zadarius Smith.
Darius Smith. Yeah.
I think they were able to move on from Zadarius because Rashawn Gary stepped up last year.
I think so too. And then you sign him to that 5th year, then he's good to go. And then eventually talk to maybe an extension, maybe if he
Zadarius still out there?
No.
Oh.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, he signed with Baltimore and then it's reportedly signed with Baltimore and then declined it and then ended up signing with Minnesota.
Yeah. It was a verbal, the verbal contract.
Verbal agreement.
I guess I missed the Minnesota part then.
Yeah. He signed with Minnesota. Mm-hmm.
Listen. Never mind.
To a good contract.
Hey, hold on. That's another team I'm going to go ahead and make this bold prediction on. If they don't make the NFC so terrible, they don't make the playoffs this year, that coach need one and done. I'm sorry.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
I'm sorry. If Minnesota don't make the playoffs, that NFC is terrible.
Unless the Vikings implode, you don't get rid of it.
No.
One and done is reserved for
this guy is
probably terrible.
Man. Mo, you guys are
No, not you guys. Mo was firing a head coach one season.
Y'all are dictators.
I understand this, yo. I'm cutthroat.
Nah.
No, but listen to this.
At least,
all right.
I don't condone that.
Right. At least let the draft happen before we're starting to fire
I
coaches.
get it. No,
That's tough.
Man,
the NFC just that terrible to be this shit. The NFC just that bad.
I mean, he might, to be honest.
I understand it, but the NFC,
Green Bay don't get a receiver.
Listen, the NFC is that. Listen, the NFC is that terrible, and your division is terrible right now because I gotta see what Green Bay do with the draft.
Yeah, they gonna
and you got 3 legitimate. Hold on, matter of fact, more than 3, because they got like 1 or 2 on their offensive line. They got like 4 or 5 legitimate Pro Bowlers on that offense.
They're gonna be good, bro. They're gonna be good. Wow.
You guys firing Ron Rivera and they went 15-2 because they got swept by the Giants. Like just taking people out, man. No reason.
Yeah.
I think they
I don't want seed and it doesn't matter.
Who do we have?
Listen. I already know he ain't going
Wilkins.
15-2, so that's out the question.
Christian Wilkins?
Yes. No.
No.
My bad. No. I don't even know he on the field sometimes. I don't know where he been. I mean, unless I'm watching enough games, I don't know. I ain't heard his name like that. Not enough. He almost in the same boat as the dude Craig was talking about. Like, he ain't even done the production ready to be like that.
Williams.
Oh.
But it's
that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, because he fits the culture. I don't know if I would. I don't know.
It'd it'd be more of a potential move. It'd be more of a off. All right, we think your potential, we love your energy type move, but his production hasn't shown to get that extension.
Yeah.
Or that option. Let's say that.
Yeah. Chris Lynch,
So
the guard from Atlanta.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess do it. Yeah, you need offensive line.
Sure.
And then, rest in peace, Dwayne.
That's tough. Offensive lineman, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, so rest in peace.
Oh man.
Shoot. Oh, here we go, Craig.
I see
it's a definite yes. Don't even need
Brian Burns.
Burns. Oh, yes. Artie Burns. What is that? Burns?
Brian Burns.
Is that Burns?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Y'all probably, you think you probably signed him to an extension, right? Because he made the Pro Bowl.
Should. Yeah.
All right. This is an interesting one. Dexter Lawrence, the D tackle from the Giants. Their defense has been decent.
All right. He showed flashes, but he's another one.
Was that a bad draft?
No, he'd be another one where it'd be like blind faith.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
And looking through the second half of this first round, though.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Look at this. I was about to
question
say,
picks. I definitely was questionable.
It's about to get hot. All right. Garrett Bradbury, the center from Minnesota. I think so. I think he's been playing good. I think so.
Yes.
I'm mistaken. Yeah.
No, I definitely give him one.
Yeah, I think he's been playing good. I'm not mistaken. Jeffrey Simmons, extension.
Yeah.
He needs an extension.
Yeah, definitely. Because listen.
Here's a good one.
Listen, for what he went through, like I seen that video.
What video?
Yes. You remember he dropped. You remember dude from Tennessee. You remember y'all remember why he dropped? You remember hearing about that? He was defending his sister and got in that fight.
Oh yeah, but I thought he was
a
girl.
He dropped because he tore his ACL, I believe.
Thing with his sister.
I think that was.
That too.
I think so, Mo, but I think more the injury.
It was the injury.
Injury had a big play.
I got you.
NFL, if you got talent, they sweep that under the rug, brother.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, you do.
So,
I mean, even Joe Mixon, but I mean, Joe Mixon still went second round, but
yeah. So, all right, here it is. Hold on. Noah Fant.
Yes.
Yes.
That's on the extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think he's shown enough.
Especially if you're going to have him as part of that
Seattle
Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah.
You have to keep him.
Yeah. All right.
He's solid.
Darnell Savage, Green Bay.
Ooh, yes. Yeah.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
That's
He
the
been
guarantee.
solid. Nah. I mean, I know the safety market is crazy, but he been solid.
He's been solid.
He's been solid enough. Let's say that.
Solid.
Especially for where that pick is. Especially for how
he's been a good free safety. I'm not gonna lie. He fits their defense. They probably give it to him. Here's a very interesting one. Andre Dillard, the tackle for Philadelphia. I don't think they give it to him. I've heard that they want to trade him.
I mean, too inconsistent. Yeah, he been too inconsistent.
Heard a lot. All right, here's one. Titus Howard, tackle from the Texans. I don't think so. No.
All right, I don't even know he on the field. Who's he? Yeah. Oh,
Josh.
He was a tackle they reached for.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, no.
Josh Jacobs, no. The running back from Oakland, Corey.
You said no?
I'm picking it up.
I'm picking it up.
Or are you
like he's been
because of production?
okay.
Or are you saying because of production or the money?
I don't know if his
All right.
I mean, it depends on how much that option ends up being.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
he's
I don't think
he's
they've
been okay, maybe even good, but I don't know. If it's under like $8 million, then sure. But
I'm picking it up. I think
if it's double digits, I see what Corey's saying. Yeah, if it's double digits, I don't know if even that productive. But if it's
if it's like a $10 million
like 9
option,
under, then
Yeah, what's the option? Is it?
yeah.
What's
I don't know. I don't know what it is
It's
for the running
slotted
back.
based on where you fall in the round. So.
Oh, okay.
I think it's deep.
All right. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown.
Uh,
I'm not doing it.
Nah.
I'm not.
all right, but I will say this though. I will say this. The lack of adding receivers or solid receivers has hurt him because of he's not what they got him doing right now. He needs to be moved around. Their offense, it hurts him, but I get it. But everything's about production. So from a production standpoint, no. But if they built something to where you can move him around and not just have him as an outside receiver, then I think he would shine a little bit more. Like that's just me.
All right, Mo,
I
hometown.
think when you got him primarily on the outside, he's not producing.
Montez Sweat. Oh,
He
go
hasn't
ahead.
produced anything,
Sweat.
though, on the field.
No, you said he has to produce. No, Hollywood
Oh.
Brown's not produced. I'm not picking up a shift for your option, Mo. I don't care about your
I
extended
got you.
circumstances.
I got you.
That's an excuse, you know.
That's
That.
fair.
I don't have the talent around me. You hear that, but then you see somebody
Yeah.
like Terry McLaurin that wasn't drafted in the first round ball. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, third. Yeah, fair. All right. All right, that's cool.
Debo
So,
Samuel.
all right. You know what? Sweat.
Debo
I
Samuel
definitely
was
Sweat,
drafted that round, dog. Debo Samuel was drafted
Yeah.
second round.
I got you.
Yeah, I like it.
AJ Brown was drafted second round. I don't want to hear that. He should be balling.
That's the beast. But but let's go. All right, but Sweat, yes, absolutely.
You think so? I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
Sweat went on the field, been productive. Yeah, I think Sweat did. Sweat been productive. Went on the field. I mean, I understand injuries this year was hurtful, but when on the field, I think he's been productive like that. You remember go back to 2 years ago when we made the playoffs. Him and Chase Young was a terror.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up, yo.
Really?
I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. I think he can be more productive, yo. I don't know. I think he could be more productive. He was hurt last year. So I could see the Commanders picking it up. Me, I don't know. It would be a hard, long thought.
Appreciate the honesty, man.
I would sleep on it. Like, I'll wait till the last minute. I don't know, man. I think he could be more productive. You know? Here's a good one. Jonathan Abrams, strong safety for Oakland.
No.
No.
He's inconsistent.
No.
He's been hurt too much.
And
No.
yeah, he can't stay on the field.
Who's he? I don't even know the field. Yeah, I haven't seen him.
That style of
You haven't produced enough. You haven't been on the field enough. No, I can't do it.
Jerry Tillery, D tackle from
Nope.
the Chargers.
He just hasn't done enough.
Nah, he hasn't done enough. And they're looking for D tackles now.
It's-
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't.
Yeah, so obviously something ain't there. Yeah.
LJ Collier, the DN for Seattle.
Nope.
I wouldn't.
A questionable pick then. Didn't
I
work
wouldn't.
out.
Nope.
I think he has 3 sacks, I believe, and
Yep.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
That's it. DeAndre Baker.
They already cut him.
he already released.
Yeah.
been released.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they already cut him. Yeah, dang. I
Already
remember that.
called
Yeah.
it, and he hasn't off-field issues, been inconsistent.
The next two are no's for me, dog.
Yep. Caleb McGarry, no. Because the Atlanta Falcons offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
And you know what? Number 32. I would take a nap on him, man. N'Keal Harry.
Mm-mm.
I would not think about it. He would
Lord,
already
have mercy.
I would have already cut him.
Bro, he ain't on it. He got traded, didn't he? He was
No,
cut, right? Or he
No,
traded.
he asked for a
Nobody
trade.
wanted to trade for him. He's like, I want to get a trade. I'm not getting my fair due. And he's still
Man, get out of here.
and he's getting outplayed by a undrafted free agent in Jacoby Myers. Because I think Jacoby Myers is undrafted that same year. And he's outballing. Like I think Jacoby Myers.
So hold up. So right now, what's name? They're number one right now, right? Is Devontae Parker the Patriots number one right now?
Jacoby Myers an extension. Huh?
Is Parker their number one right now, or Parker their number two?
Has to be number one.
One.
I mean, but I don't think he's a number one.
Yeah,
Though.
I'm about to say, he gotta be number one.
Who?
Devontae.
Yeah.
No,
I think-
where did Devontae
Yeah,
go?
on the Patriots.
Yeah, I think he's listed as number one, but I don't.
No, I know he went. He went to Patriots, but he's number one.
I think.
I don't know. I don't think the updated rosters came out yet.
I don't think he's a number one.
Yeah.
He's like a number two to me, but I think
He'll probably be number one, probably.
Because they still got Aguilar. They still got the dude from San Fran, right? They still got Aguilar, dude from San
Kendrick
Fran.
Bourne
Aguilar.
is like a number 4 receiver.
Yeah,
Aguilar is
Kendrick
a number 2 or 3 receiver.
Yeah, you got him going to the.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Myers and Parkers are 1
Oh,
and 2.
have mercy.
You got him
So
going.
you
to
still
the
need a number 1.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, have mercy. Yeah, you do.
Oh,
Well, hopefully they get the dude from USC. If they get the dude from USC,
they're not.
hopefully they get. If they get the dude from USC, that might be some trouble.
I can't see the Patriots drafting a receiver.
Oh man,
can't see him drafting receiver either. That's especially after
That's
they
They're gonna get a corner. They just let JC Jackson go. They're gonna
And
get
he just went on and got Devontae. I don't see him getting a receiver.
nope.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a cornerback.
I don't.
They're gonna get a corner.